In Michigan, Trump will speak about crime in Howell. It's a town of about 10,000. Ahead of that, his campaign emphasized, in contrast to what VP Harris has said in the past, Trump wants to, quote, overfund the police. Trump's campaign has not yet responded to NPR's questions about why they chose Howell. Howell has historic links to the Ku Klux Klan and was the site of a white supremacist demonstration last month. Danielle Kurtzleben, NPR News, Detroit, Michigan.
Now you can say you're fired.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and what turned out to be kind of this event that everyone is kind of playing off as not a big deal. I think it's more dangerous than people think. I think that Secret Service let Donald Trump down yet again, and I think in an event that everyone seems to be saying hardy har har, I think it's kind of a big deal. So over the weekend, a reporter smacked Donald Trump in the face with a microphone, and everyone's just like, oh, it was just a mistake. Well, wait till I show you who that reporter is and some of the things they've said and done, and the fact that they are now in hiding. The clip, I'll show you. I get that it's a funny moment, but that was kind of funny before there were half a dozen attempts on Trump's life. This was not funny. This reporter should lose all access to the president, and I think a thorough investigation should be done. If I'm overreacting, tell me in the comments, but I'm going to just make my point here. Here's the clip.
Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs. Mr. President, obviously you're concerned. You're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now
you see that?
to get the 100%?
She just became a big story tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you see that? Impressed by that.
Now, if you saw, again, the microphone hits him right in the face twice. Boom, boom. Now, you might say, oh, she's holding a long boom mic. Maybe it was windy out there. It happens. That's probably the case. 95% chance that's the case. Well, let me just tell you this. What if there was a little fentanyl sprinkled on the end of that microphone? Or ricin? Or anything else? He would be dead right now. He would have dropped dead 5 seconds after that mic touched his face. And, I just think, I know Trump loves his media interviews, especially like on the Tarmac and things like that. But it is a bigger deal, I think, than most people, think. And then wait till you find out who this reporter is. Okay? It's unclear which media outlet the boom mic operator worked for. The device, though intrusive, come in handy for picking up audio when the president is near noisy engines of the presidential plane and helicopter. Trump fielded several more questions after the jab before boarding Air Force One. Minutes before the boom mic episode, the president had a minor stumble as he climbed the steps of the Marine One. On the White House lawn, Trump was helping X, the 4-year-old son of Doge chief Elon Musk, board the helicopter when his right foot snagged below the first step. Again, he was helping a little kid. Now, here's why I think that this is kind of a big deal. It could have been anything. Like, we need to... But even the left, you see, Trump takes boom mic to the face. The president's trip to Joint Base Andrews has his bumps and one big bonk. Even the media, though, this is the Daily Beast, and the Daily Beast was like, dang it, he took it in stride. But I'm saying that, like, this reporter should not be let near him at all. And I think, based on what what I'm about to verify for you, is that I think this reporter did it on purpose. It was just some snide little, thing. You see, the president didn't let either fumble slow him down as he continued to engage with the press before boarding Air Force One. Whether dodging microphones or recovering from a foot fumble, Trump's ability to turn awkward moments and minor embarrassments into laughs and viral moments need to be studied. The identity of the air and boom mic operator has not been disclosed. Oh, but it has. Thanks to the hard work of Laura Loomer. I've identified the reporter who hit President Donald Trump in the face with a boom mic this week while he was speaking to the press on the tarmac. Her name is Danielle Kurtzleben. She is newly appointed White House reporter for Woke NPR and a massive Trump hater. and LGBTQ advocate who once suggested during the 2024 campaign that Trump only spoke in Howell, Michigan because of its ties to the KKK. Did she hit President Trump in the face on purpose? Well, here this
Michigan,
individual
Trump will
is.
speak about crime in Howell. It's a town of about 10,000. Ahead of that, his campaign emphasized, in contrast to what VP Harris has said in the past, Trump wants to, quote, overfund the police. Trump's campaign has not yet responded to NPR's questions about why they chose Howell. Howell has historic links to the Ku Klux Klan and was the site of a white supremacist demonstration last month.
I mean, the implication there is obvious, right? NPR White House correspondent Danielle Kurtzleben, the woman who hit President Trump in the face with the boom mic, is definitely a Democrat and a Kamala Harris supporter. While she was reporting on the only presidential debate between President Trump and Kamala Harris, she wrote, "The vice presidential debate is especially significant because there was one presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Harris." NPR's Danielle Kurtzleben says, "Walls will defend Harris's record. The vice president has only been the candidate for around 2 months. Meanwhile, Vance might attempt to make up for Trump's widely acknowledged loss to Harris in the presidential debate." She said Trump, quote, lost the debate to Kamala. Now, this is not, again, this is not totally bonkers, right? But I do think it's pretty interesting. And I think that this person, by the way, has now protected their tweets. There's been so I don't know if they've made a comment or not, but it doesn't seem to be, this is mega activist hunt down the woman who, quote, accidentally hit Donald Trump with her mic is a massive hater. Well, she is. I don't know how else to describe it, and I think ultimately, later today, we're going to find out a little bit more information. Was it just a mistake? Probably. See how long this boom is, and it was probably windy, and she was probably trying to get it close to him. It's very common. You see somebody else here holding a boom mic. It was probably just a mistake. But I think the larger part of this is, what if it wasn't? I don't think Trump should be putting himself out there, over. I just don't like it. I don't like it, especially when he has so much work to do. He should probably stop these Tarmac interviews, to be honest with you, because he's got bigger stuff to do. Like, for example, later today, he's having a very big meeting with Russia.
We'll see if we have something to announce maybe by Tuesday. I'll be speaking to President Putin on Tuesday. And a lot of work's been done over the weekend. We want to see if we can bring that war to an end. Maybe we can, maybe we can't, but I think we have a very good chance. And we'll be talking about land, we'll be talking about power plants. That's up, that's a big question. But I think we have a lot of it already discussed very much by both sides.
You'll ask him.
Ukraine and Russia.
You'll ask him.
We're already talking about that, dividing up certain assets. Yeah, and they've been working on that.
Now, this isn't surprising. I've said, since jump that there's going to have to be some cuts here. Trump says he and Putin will discuss land and power plants in Ukraine and ceasefire talks, which are set to happen in just a few hours. I don't know if people are saying it's a few hours. He's saying Tuesday. I don't know if it's Tuesday Russia time or Tuesday American time. Either way, I'm hoping that, tomorrow we can announce that there is a, ceasefire here. U.S. President Trump said he plans to discuss ending the war in Ukraine with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday, and that negotiations have already discussed dividing up assets. I'll be speaking with Putin on Tuesday. A lot of work's already been done over the weekend, Trump told reporters on Air Force One during a late flight back to Washington area from Florida. We want to see if we can bring that war to an end. Trump is trying to win Putin's support for a 30-day ceasefire proposal that Ukraine accepted last week, as both sides continue trading heavy aerial strikes through the weekend, and Russia moved closer to ejecting Ukrainian forces from their months-old foothold in western Russian region of Kursk. We will talk about the land. We've been talking about our power plants. These are two specific things that both people, it's just obvious that they're going to have to chop this up, whatever that may be. And that's just the reality of it. Ukraine probably doesn't love that. But that's just going to be the only way that Putin probably agrees to any kind of ending this war. That's, again, just the reality. We'll be talking about land. We'll be talking about power plants. The comments come hours after a special envoy, Steve Witkoff, said that the Russian president accepts the philosophy of Trump's ceasefire. Witkoff told CNN that discussion with Putin over several hours last week had been positive and solution-based. But he also declined when asked whether or not Putin's demands included the surrender of Ukrainian forces in Kursk, international recognition of Ukrainian territory seized by Russia as Russian, limits Ukraine's ability to mobilize a halt to Western military aid, and ban on foreign peacekeepers. Putin said that Thursday that he had supported a truce but outlined numerous details that need to be negotiated before the deal can be completed. Obviously, Trump's got a lot of work to do, and I honestly think they're probably closer than most people think. And it's wild, on top of that, Trump also announcing that Biden's pardons are void, alleging that they were signed by AutoPen. It's pretty quiet.
But I would say that they're null and void because I'm sure Biden didn't have any idea that.
This is actually a bombshell. If Biden didn't have any idea about those pardons and who was being signed by them, President Trump claimed that former President Joe Biden's pardons of lawmakers who served on the House Select Committee to invest J6 and others are void, alleging that they had been signed via AutoPen and that Biden didn't even know about them. The pardons that Sleepy Joe gave to the Unselect Committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by AutoPen, Trump claimed on a Truth Social post. In other words, Joe Biden didn't sign them. More importantly, he didn't know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime, Trump said. The president continued the post. Therefore, those on the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all the evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation of the highest level, and the fact that they were responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without their knowledge or consent of the worst president in history for our country, crooked Joe Biden. I mean, if the courts do rule in Trump's favor on this, this could be the first step to getting some actual justice for the J6 nonsense, the Koof boondoggle, the Koof nonsense that happened. This could be, wow. I mean, this would be monstrous. Now, I assume courts will have to decide, so we're going to have to wait and see, but make sure you keep it locked in. Make sure you subscribe. Click that follow button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.